Time now for Hawk Zone, sponsored by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
Well, the Seahawks put up big numbers on offense, but they couldn't find a way to slow down the Buccaneers in a tough 38-35 loss in front of a hometown crowd. Terry Holloman joins me in the Hawk Zone, like he always does, to break this one down. This was a heartbreaker.
Yeah, to say the least.
I did not like watching the ending of this
listen,
one.
I gotta tell you, it was kind of a tough weekend for a while for Seattle fans. First, the Huskies try to lose the game in Maryland, and then the Mariners lose in walk-off fashion and extra innings on Saturday, and then this happens. So, and I felt really good about this game too.
I really did too. We were looking so good, and so I want to start with the good. The Seahawks had 5 straight touchdown drives. That's amazing. So what was really clicking for the offense, would you say?
Okay, so I think you look at this team and what's working for them offensively. The Achilles heel for years has been the offensive line, right? Everybody wanted to, get new guys, replace the guys. Right now, that's a strong point on this team. Everything starts up front with the guys they have up there. They built some guys. They built that thing up there with free agency, and we're getting some of the rookies in there to work. And they're really strong right now. And then from there, that leads to a healthy running game that we have. We have Zach Charbonnet, Kenneth Walker III. They do great things offensively with the running game. And then ultimately, Sam Darnold is playing like an MVP right now. So offensively, these guys are looking incredible. They looked really good this last game. Defensively, which we thought was going to be the strong point of this team, and usually it is.
Right. We're used to the Legion of Boom and all of that, so this is different.
It was very different. Again, we've been used to them this year playing very well, too, under the tutelage of Mike McDonald. But unfortunately, some things happened this week that weren't very well for the Seahawks.
I know, so I want to talk about that. The defense had a tough day, let's just say it. It was rough out there. We were missing some key players, right?
Yeah,
okay.
We missed like 2/3 of the defense. And so again, while I was watching the game, I was getting upset and I'm looking at the TV. I'm like, what is going on out here? Guys are missing plays. They're not making tackles. They're in the wrong place. Then you look at, we had guys missing from the start. DeMarcus Lawrence was missing up front. Hall was missing. Then in the defense, Devin Witherspoon didn't play in the game.
Yeah.
Julian Love didn't play in the game. And then Rick Woolen got hurt. So we had the entire defensive secondary that was missing in action. So it's tough to say, when you put in these guys that are second and third string, they're still professional athletes, but there's a reason why they're not the starters.
Well, and that's what you know about this. How hard is it and tough to compete when you're that shorthanded, especially against someone like Baker Mayfield?
Oh, it's incredibly tough, especially when you're talking about a guy like Baker Mayfield. When you get into a game like the Seahawks were playing this past weekend, second half was a shootout. If you watch the game, it was going back and forth. First the Seahawks would score, then Tampa would score, then it would go back and forth. And the thing is, when you're in a shootout, you don't want to be in a shootout with a gunslinger. And Baker Mayfield is a gunslinger. He's a guy that makes things happen. He extends plays. He makes these quirky passes that are right on point. And they had a number 2 receiver out there. Number 2, you guys remember that guy, by the name of Emeka Egbuka. Now, this is a rookie guy that actually has ties to this area, went to high school at Steilacoom, and he had a stellar day. He had like 160 yards receiving.
He probably was playing in front of a bunch of his friends and family and turning on the show.
Oh, he absolutely was. I saw, they said his mom was there in the stands, and they made sure that everybody in the section had on a Emeka Egbuka jersey. So,
that's
he showed
special.
out. Yeah.
To your point, I felt like whoever had the ball last was going to win this game because it was just back and forth.
Absolutely.
Seattle had the lead with 2 minutes left. What did you see on that final defensive series?
Yeah, again, you look at some of the guys that were out, Rick Woolen, Devin Witherspoon. We had guys in there that were, backup position guys, and they were trying to cover those receivers who were ultimately just too athletic, too fast, and then a quarterback like Baker Mayfield that was extending plays and making things happen. You saw a lot of guys out of position, and then you saw a lot of guys missing tackles. And when you're in a situation like that, you cannot be out of position and you can't miss tackles, ultimately, as you saw. And so they were able to drive down the field, get themselves in position to score points and walk away with a victory.
And there was that fluky interception I want to talk about that really sealed our fate.
Yeah, which is really unfortunate. Again, you look at Sam Darnold, he was having a stellar day.
He really was.
He was putting the ball in the perfect places. He was not training in on one particular receiver. He's spreading the wealth. Get to the end of the game. Okay, it's looking good. We know he's been able to drive down the field all game long. Easy for him. Ultimately, he gets into a situation where he wants to throw the ball away on second down and give themselves another opportunity to move forward. and a ball bounces off a Tampa Bay Buccaneers helmet and goes right into the defender's hands. Interception. They got the ball deep in the Seahawks territory. Easy field goal for their kicker. They're able to walk off with a win.
I thought maybe we might have a chance because people were kind of talking about their kicker, like.
Well, I think that was wishful thinking.
Yeah.
Because this
I was
guy,
hopeful.
Yeah, it was wishful thinking. I was in the same spot. I was hoping.
Thank you.
But he kicks field goals from over 60 yards. So he's a pretty good kicker. But, he's a kicker. Anything can happen, right? These guys just sit over there on the sideline all game. You never know what they're doing, eating hot dogs.
Trying to ice him, I was hoping, but it didn't happen.
Right.
Despite the loss, I imagine you still have a player of the game, so I want to talk about it. Who is that?
Yep. My player of the game is Sam Darnold. And again, a lot of people who in Seattle were not sure if he was going to be the guy when we traded away Geno. I'm telling you right now, Sam Darnold is on an MVP tear right now. This guy's playing incredible at the position. He had 341 yards yesterday, 4 touchdowns. More importantly, he was just really divvying the ball up to the open guy. He's going through his reads, going through his progressions, finding the open receiver. When you have a guy like Jackson Smith and Jigba on your team, a lot of times you just want to throw the ball to him because you know he's going to make the play. Mm-hmm. But he's actually getting the ball out to the tight end, to the running back. We got, guys that are getting the ball in open spaces. So he's my MVP. And he's, again, I think it was a great move. You're going to look back on this Seattle and be like, that was a great move picking up Sam Darnold.
I'm loving him too. The way he can scramble out of situations, he was really surprising. I don't know, just because I don't know him.
And when you look at him,
well
if you saw him on the street, you wouldn't be like, this guy's going to be able to run. He's going to this redhead guy's not going anywhere. But he's absolutely athletic. He's making plays, making guys miss, and getting the ball downfield. I love Sam Darnold.
I'm loving him too.
I might get a Sam Darnold tattoo.
Ooh, I thought you were going to say a jersey, but you took it there.
No, I'm going to the next level.
The Seahawks are heading to Jacksonville. What do you like? What do you see about this game?
It's going to be a tough game. Actually, Jacksonville is playing tonight on Monday Night Football against the Kansas City Chiefs. So hopefully the short week will work out well for the Seahawks and the Seahawks fans. But they have a pretty good team. The defense is really tough. They got quarterback Trevor Lawrence, the long-haired goddess. Yeah. He'll be out there doing this thing. They got the guy that won the Heisman Trophy last year, Travis Hunter. So they got a pretty good squad. We'll see how they play tonight. But I think the Seahawks will be okay.
Okay, I want your bold prediction. I'm hoping the Jaguars might be tired then if they're playing.
That's my bold
Monday
prediction,
night.
is that the Seahawks are going to be okay. But I do predict that our running game is going to be strong this week. I think I'm going to say Kenneth Walker, if everybody remains healthy, will have 2 touchdowns versus the Jacksonville Jaguars down in Jacksonville.
You know I always love your bold predictions, and then I like to see how you do the following week. So, and I'm sure everyone at home loves that too.
It wasn't so good last week, but I blame it on the injury bug. So this week is better.
Thank you so much. We hope we get all those guys back. And next to Mini Kiss, the hottest, littlest band in the world is back at Muckleshoot Casino Resort. This all little person tribute band brings the energy and the fun. Catch their electrifying tribute to Kiss on October 24th and 25th. Just visit the website that you see on your screen for ticket information.